Welcome back to the Final Corner podcast. My name is Colin Barr, and as always, I am joined by Tom and by Nick. Welcome, gents.
Hello.
How come we didn't? Hello. How come we didn't get the surnames?
Because I was looking at yours and I'm going like, does he say the double barrel or does he not? And then I was looking at Nick's going, I can't remember his last name because
Yep,
his
that's
Zoom
my
ID
business.
is Manor House. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I've made him an arse of this already. So if you
Uh,
want to give your full names and national insurance number and everything, go for it. But
Nick Saunders and
yeah,
Mhm.
Thomas Harrison Lord. But you're right; it's such a stupid name. People who actually people know me just say Tom, which is what you did. So
yeah, yeah. And after 100 and whatever episodes this has, I think people might know who we are by this point.
Yeah,
probably.
unfortunately for
So,
them.
yeah, you may have noticed we've missed a few rounds of F1.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not because we're getting a bit jaded.
Do you know? Just
No,
quickly,
no, no.
I think there are too many races, and I'm a bit jaded. Even though there's a Titanic scrap for the championship, I've just lost a bit of energy.
hmm
Well, you say Titanic scrap, it doesn't really feel like it though at the moment for
Why not
me.
though?
I
Is
think
it
it's
because
got,
Lando's in the ascendancy?
yeah, we might as well jump straight into the title fight. Since we last recorded, the title's completely swung in Lando's favour, where he's now 24 points ahead. And it just doesn't feel like Piastri's got the form to challenge him. So you say it's a Titanic title fight. I'm not really feeling it, to be honest.
Yeah, not yet. Hopefully it will pick up in the next race, wherever it is. Is it Qatar or Las Vegas?
I think it's
Vegas.
Vegas, then
Vegas.
Qatar, then
hmm
Abu Dhabi. Is that right?
I think so.
And I actually hope that Piastri does have a comeback
Oh yeah, so do I. I want it to go to
because
the last race.
we wanted to go to the last race. But certainly recently, um, Norris is the runaway leader in that team, and it feels quite dominant all of a sudden. Where
hmm
he was struggling and it was close throughout the season. But if you think about to last year, Piastri faded away towards the end as well. He had a very anonymous final sort of 6, 7 races.
Yeah.
And I wonder why that might be. Is it a mental thing? Is it a car thing? Is it he's just not very good at these particular tracks?
Or is it just experience? It's only his second full year, isn't it?
Even if he doesn't get this year, he's a future champion. But yes,
Yeah.
it's
Third thing's his third year now, is it? Maybe?
yep, yep.
I'm totally losing track. Yeah. But it's his first year of competing for a title.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
Norris last year had quite a few bad moments when he was competing for his first potential title. So that's probably going
That's
in his favour.
that's very true. And I think Norris has not Norris, Piastri done a podcast this week where he has mentioned the Italy scenario, and it
Mm.
actually he's realised it did weigh on him more than he thought. Back in Italy, where he was asked to swap positions with Lando,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and because he immediately followed out with a complete disaster class in Azerbaijan, which is the
hmm
last show that we did, where he put it had a horrible
So,
qualifying and put it in the wall. So, and since then, he's not been able to touch Norris for pace, and he's never been on the podium.
Yeah. He looked okay on pace in Brazil, but things didn't go his way.
No, no. So Norris fairly dominant in the sprint, and also Oscar and a few other drivers binned it in wet, dry conditions,
Mm.
which again, it didn't look like a big mistake, but it has huge ramifications for confidence and points and everything. Like you
hmm
can't if when you're sitting, I think he was third or something or fourth at that point. You can't throw it in a wall.
No. I mean, it's only 8 points he loses to Norris, but that's could be eight very crucial points.
Exactly. Now he's 24 points behind because again, Norris pretty much dominated the race. So it's a big swing, and it's going to be a big test for Piastri to claw that back round. He's got to get a win this weekend. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't know what the maths work out as. I'm sure if Norris wins and he finishes or doesn't finish, it might only be a point or two away. So it's
Yeah.
it has to get a result. next
Yes,
week in Vegas.
I think mathematically it doesn't matter what they do, the title will go on to the next race. But yeah, if Norris wins, it's as good as over.
I think Qatar's a sprint though as well.
It is.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why pick Qatar for a sprint?
Yes, I know.
I have no idea. But the McLaren should suit that circuit very well. The bland, flat, desert strewn,
Mm.
anonymous track that it is.
It is a weird track because I think if you was to pick that track up and lay it down over like an alpine area with some hills and things on top,
Yeah,
it would be quite nice. But on a flat surface, it's awful.
it is awful. And Vegas, could be wrong, doesn't necessarily suit the McLaren that well. Obviously, it's a
In the
different
past.
car. Yeah, different car, different rules, different motivations this year. But it could be a scenario where they're sort of fourth or fifth, and then Norris gets in a scrap with Leclerc and they crash.
Hmm.
And then John
Yeah.
Elkann comes out from the Ferrari board and goes, "The drivers talk too much."
Yeah.
Well, that was going to be the next thing I come on to, but we'll finish off, I think, the Piastri stuff now. So he had his disaster in the sprint, and then safety car restart during the race. He puts a big move on Antonelli and Leclerc down into turn one. I don't
Hmm.
know about you guys, but as soon as he pulled to make this move, I went, "Oh no,
Yeah.
like this is going to end up with someone out of the race," and end up with Leclerc out of the race. Piastri's on the far inside. Antonelli's the middle car. There's contact between the two, and Antonelli spears into the side of Leclerc, which picked up Piastri. A 10-second penalty, which I'll let you guys have a crack at this one first.
Well, I might start because I actually differ slightly, I think, in that I'm not going to say I think the penalty was warranted, but I can sort of understand why because of the lockup. And they always say that you have to be under control. So I can kind of get it, but for me, it was a racing incident. But I don't begrudge there being a penalty there.
Oh, so I do.
Oh, yeah, I know you do. That's why I thought I'd get that out of the way.
Yeah, no, interesting. Well, my opinion is the lockup only exists because he saw that Antonelli was just going to be uncompromising and turning as if he wasn't there. That's it. Uh, so I still think Antonelli calls the lockup. I think he's fully alongside until he desperately tries to reverse out of the crash. And I think Antonelli's got like another car width to his right before Leclerc when he start turning down. So
Yeah, I know what you mean with that. And if Leclerc wasn't there, I would change my mind a bit more, I think.
yeah,
But
I can see an element of okay, Kimmy's in a difficult spot. You know.
because which mirror do you look in?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay,
the one on the
it's
left in hindsight.
yeah, but it's hard for him to know how close he is to either car because he said he thought he was a lot closer to Leclerc, which does suggest he was looking at Piastri.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
it's
it's one
awkward.
of, yeah, just for me, whether or not I'm apportioning blame or not, I just don't think there should have been a penalty. Play on.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
the stewarding of these races recently, including the ones we missed, is driving me up the wall. Like
Yeah.
I'm with you on this one, Tom. I think the walk up and the crash happens because Antonelli turns in, but it's the way they've written the rules, which even though they've got discretion to apply them, they're applying them in such a way that it makes no sense.
Yeah,
So
very literal.
they've got this rule where you've got to have your wheel alongside the mirror.
Yeah.
Now, and it's got to be at the apex. So when you look at that one where Piastri's a full alongside as they start braking,
Hmm.
because at the apex Antonelli's come off the brakes and turned in, it's a penalty for Piastri, which I would only agree with if he had dive bombed him, which he hasn't. He's alongside as he going to braking, and yet you've had with the Lewis Hamilton incidents no penalties because Verstappen just runs it up the inside, having no hope of keeping it on the track, and doesn't get a
Well,
penalty because he was established at the apex that he was alongside. What are
Yeah.
these rules? Like
yeah,
you're essentially encouraging someone to dive bomb so they get alongside, and then whatever happens, happens. And if you try and do a controlled pass, like Piastri did, and it goes slightly wrong, you're getting hammered with a 10-second penalty.
yeah. So at the minute, I feel like there are the rules and also how they're applied
Hmm.
does inhibit overtaking. I think you would be more tentative and go, well, I don't want a penalty, so I'll just take seventh instead. Unless you're bold, like a certain M.
Mhm.
Verstappen, who then used Hamilton as a brake at Mexico, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's the rules, so he's just driving to the rules. But did the rules exist because of some of his moves? I'm not sure.
Well, they did. They brought them in
Yeah.
because of his moves, and apparently he was the only driver that was against them because he knew he knew how they would be exploited, and they quite
Hmm.
clearly are. And there's something about this generation of drivers as well, a lot of them is where they just don't leave anyone racing room, and it's almost like I'm not going to give you proper racing room, and I'm just going to leave it in the hands of the stewards rather than have a proper race and then try and keep it on track. But the Verstappen one in Mexico, he had no intention of keeping that or letting Hamilton stay on track.
Yeah.
That's because we're
And this is,
British. I've
yeah,
read the internet after that race,
Mm.
and it was everybody who was saying, "Oh, Max has gone in there too hot." Was getting barraged by every other nationality on earth saying, "You're an idiot." And actually, I wasn't going to mention this here, but it's got to a wider thing where I think the sport being popular is really important, and I'm loving that fact that Formula
Mm.
One, my favorite sport, is mainstream news. So I'm not going to take away from it. The one slight downside is it's like football fans, very tribalistic in their defense of blind defense of certain drivers and teams.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned football there because it feels to me a lot of the time now that the drivers, it's reminds me of when players dive in football.
mm,
It's,
Ah, yes, good
the
analogy.
arguments on the radio as well when whether they agree with them or not, they put the argument across of, well,
Push
no,
me
he did
wide.
this, he did that.
Yeah.
And you just think, just get on with it.
Well,
yeah,
Bortoletto's incident with Stroll is straight on the radio.
Yeah. I felt sorry for both of them on that one because I think if you bought a letter, you're put on the grass by Stroll. If you're Stroll, you don't expect him to be there.
I don't think there was a penalty either way for that, though, was there?
No, there wasn't.
As it should be.
Yes, but when I first watched it, I thought, oh, Stroll, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but second
But
time I was like, you can't overtake there.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah. The FIA have created a culture where everyone's just fighting for the referee to give a decision
Hmm.
in their favor rather than having a proper race.
I mean, maybe that always happened, and we know more about it because they play the team radio clips so well.
Yeah, I would love. You're right. I'd
Hmm.
love to go back and see how many penalties were handed out previously. But I just feel like
Well,
it's
the rules
completely
were different.
overboard. It's like
Hmm.
every little scrape or every little move is immediately penalised. Or if you go half a ball here over a white line, you've got a penalty, and it is
Yeah.
it's driving me up the wall. And to me, it's typified by the Lewis Hamilton getting a penalty for running in the back of Colapinto's wheel.
I was going to ask, was
And
that exactly when the penalty was for?
It certainly appeared to be, yeah.
Because then
yes, he got
also wasn't there some other contact, and then later on in the broadcast there was a debate as to what the penalty is for. If it was running a penalty for running to the back of Colapinto, I'm more annoyed about that one than the Piastri one because he's lost his front wing, and
Hmm.
Colapinto didn't lose a position or momentum or damage, and so he's already been penalised.
Yeah, because they say that the penalties, regardless of any consequences. So
Yeah,
if
but
Colapinto had crashed, then the penalty would be
no, but it
warranted. But I don't see why that should be a thing.
yeah, it's a touch on in a straight line. I
Hmm.
think Lewis misjudged it, so he's completely at fault.
Yeah,
But it didn't impact. It didn't even put Colapinto slightly wide or offline or make
yeah.
him
yeah.
slower.
That's what I mean with the rules. I think is
Yeah,
the
but
issue there.
But yeah,
That's what needs changing is because if he'd hit
uh,
Colapinto and he'd given him a puncher and he'd spun off, then yes, a penalty is warranted. But as that didn't happen, he
no,
has
but
the penalty from losing his front wing.
then we're saying any form of contact is a penalty, and that then why doesn't in that case why doesn't Max get one for turn one in Mexico?
because he was
Is that
alongside
the
Lewis
other
Hamilton's
side?
mirror.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
The rules are an ass, and like it's an absolute
Hmm.
mental that the way that they're judging these things. I mean, that shouldn't be a penalty, and the stance that the consequence doesn't apply to the penalty is mental. Of course, the consequence should apply to the penalty.
Yeah,
You know that
exactly.
that t t if you're telling me that that turn one incident was just between Antonelli and Piastri, and Leclerc doesn't go out,
Hmm.
I'm sure they've taken the fact that Leclerc went out of that situation into account when they've gave him a 10-second penalty.
Mm.
If they both
Yeah,
just drove on, would there been a penalty?
Not if Piastri didn't get in the position. I don't think there should be. But you're right. Probably
yeah,
by the rules, there will be.
But you've got to look at
yeah. One
sport
way or
and
the other.
consequence when you're applying a penalty. Because if no one's affected, why is there a penalty? And the only person affected here was the partner who made the error.
Yeah, no,
It's
exactly.
mental. And see, this is genuinely what's driving me mad about F1. Every weekend I'm sitting there listening to Crofty, talk about track limits, people getting warnings for track limits, or arguing over penalties or the lack of penalties. It's just like I want to talk about the good racing or see the good
Well,
racing. There's some decent racing in this
it
race.
wasn't amazing.
It wasn't brilliant, but there was decent. And but I just spent the full race annoyed that these were just constantly hearing about penalties.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the commentators have to comment on that a lot because it's the rules and the stewards and how it's all been implemented. But I do also think another element of it is Sky traditionally has to sort of try and hype things up. I think there's a remit there. I could be wrong. And
Yeah, I
so
don't know.
maybe they're trying to have an on-screen debate more than they need to.
I have to say, that, talking of Crofty, did you hear during the sprint, Colin, when Brundle explained all about the Behrman Lawson incident and gave his view on it, and then Crofty basically said the same thing in slightly different words, and Brundle just went, "Yeah, that's basically what I just said."
Yeah.
I love the fact he actually called him out for it this time.
It, I don't want to go on another rant about Crofty.
No, but
I really don't.
just made me
But
laugh.
Sky need to refresh the coverage because
Hmm.
listening to him every week is absolutely brutal. Because he can't like there's a thing in sports where you can have silence,
Yes.
you can have dead air, and it's fine because you're watching a sport. He doesn't leave a second, and most of the time it's utter nonsense he's talking.
Hmm.
Or he'll be hyping something up that's not happening, or he'll be commentating incorrectly on what's happening. He'll be looking at a timing screen, which we can see isn't
Yeah.
here up to date, or something's happened, and he's going, "Oh, here comes Stroll." It's like you passed him 6 corners. Just come on, pay attention.
Or
But
the
yeah,
completely meaningless facts as well. They're
the
the ones that get
facts,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the attempt at humor and every like
Mm.
Sky. Sky's coverage is so stale, and I love Martin Brundle, but even
Hmm.
he is stale. Like it needs a refresh
I agree
desperately.
with you. I mean, when Crofty was doing the practice back in the day, when it was still Murray Walker and Martin Brundle and Crofty and Davison used to do the practice, I
Hmm.
liked that combination, and that was quite good. But that's because he wasn't doing a main broadcast, so there was these moments of silence. But yeah, since he's become the main commentator, it's got worse.
When you know at the start of that segment, Colin, you went, "I don't want to go into a rant about Crofty."
Yeah, but every now and then it's got to be done.
Anyway, I've got some
Yeah.
breaking news on that because
Is he sacked?
no,
Oh.
Well, then shut up, Tom.
but no, but in Australia, he's optional now.
Oh.
So Australia takes the Sky coverage. It
Oh,
doesn't
is that
take the
you can?
F1. It doesn't take the F1 TV or the
Mm,
World F1 World feed. I think that it's Formula One is on Fox, so Rupert Murdoch's
mm,
company in Australia, and their on-demand service is called KO, but it's Fox. Like how
mm.
now is Sky, but they renamed the on-demand watch streaming
Yeah,
service. And this has been a relationship for ages. How they've taken the UK coverage as opposed to the world feed. So Murray Walker, in his pomp, was also the main commentator in Australia because they took
hmm,
would have been BBC and ITV coverage onto whatever channel it was in Australia. But the last weekend was the first time. If you watched it on KO on the streaming service, you could click a button and listen to Alex Jacks instead, Alex Jakes, and that team, the
hmm.
world feed. So I listened to some Australian racing podcasts, and they all switched off Crofty,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're like, "It's so much better." I'm not
I
saying it's
think,
perfect. I just prefer it.
I think the US coverage switched a couple of years ago as well from the
Hmm.
Sky feed onto
Definitely,
the F1 World
yeah.
feed.
Which is why they have like James Hinchcliffe doing any of the
Yeah.
races in Americas, I think, as well. They have a rotating cast, so Alex Jakes is always the lead. Julian Palmer, I think, is always number two, and they have a third person that comes in, which
Yeah.
adds right in, means that they'd have to do with these random facts because you just got a different perspective, and it's James Hinchcliffe It used to be Matt Webber for a time, and Dave. I think it's Hinchcliffe or David Coulthard. They're the two.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it does work nicely, like having an extra voice. They do it sometimes during practice sessions on Sky, and it works quite nicely there.
Sometimes they can trip over themselves, but this lot have got
Oh
used to it
yeah,
now. Yeah.
they should bring back the. I don't know if either of you remember this fan casting they used to do on football on Sky.
Oh no.
No,
Remember that?
no.
Fan commentary, yes.
Yeah, it was awful, but it was brilliant.
It makes you realize that
Yeah.
you couldn't be a commentator,
Yeah, but it
even though
was
you
just fun.
you think you could be.
I reckon I'd give it a go. It'd be fine. Uh, I saw some clips from F1 Kids at the weekend from Sao Paulo, and I'm like, I want that. It's
Oh,
like,
I've not seen that.
Yeah, you could choose that on one of the races. There was an
oh,
option.
yeah, it's like nice cartoons during the race. You've got nice, cheery, happy commentary and everything. It's like this is so lovely. And then you go
Mm.
back to Sky, and you're like, fucking shut up. I had to watch some of this race on mute, and I'll do that quite regularly these days. To be
Mhm.
honest, I just can't deal with it. So I wish I could have the alternative commentary here, and I am sure there are legal means to seek that out, which we can't endorse, um, but maybe explored going forward. Because I don't want to wait for Channel 4 like 4 hours later.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, F1 TV is not available in the UK, is it? Oh well, it is, but you only get archive, right? You can't get the live stuff.
Yeah, you can't get a live.
Wow.
But Australia, you can choose both.
Still not a reason to move there.
Oh no, no, true. I couldn't handle the spiders. Anyway, this is not a very positive Formula One podcast. Was there anything good in the meantime? It didn't have to
Well,
be, by the way.
Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton had an absolute nightmare. And
Yeah.
for once, it wasn't Ferrari's team fault. However, the team president or the Ferrari
No,
president.
the company president, yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
what's his name?
John Elkann.
That's it.
Is he not the that was in charge of Juventus for a while?
Oh, he might have been, yes, because he's an Italian
Quite possibly.
industrialist.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm going to hold my opinions if that is him. But he came
Oh no,
out
no,
and
hang on a
basically
minute.
basically told the guys to shut up and drive,
Yes,
essentially.
yes, but the thing is, Jenson Button's put down was maybe you should take your own advice. Did you see that? It was amazing.
I didn't know. But yes, he is the same person, by the way.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I
So
want to know, what did he do at Juve?
Um. Let's
this is
just
an
say,
allegedly situation.
well, they were relegated to divisions at one point. So,
Oh yes, of
Oh, it's
course.
to do with that.
but
Oh.
there are other accusations around there about Juventus and things like that. But anyway,
So his lineage is the Agnelli family, who are
Hmm.
like they own everything industrial in Italy, basically. Not everything, but certainly the Fiat Group, Ferrari. So that's his bloodline, I think.
well, I think he was said the engineers have clearly made the cars better, the pit stops are fine, and all this sort of thing. But the drivers aren't performing. And I think it was directed at one driver in particular, who, to be
Oh
fair,
yes,
isn't particularly performing.
absolutely not.
But it doesn't help where it's so clear when you hear his radio that he's not gelling with his team.
Hmm.
He's not
I
happy with
know.
the car. And he's prepared all these reports and documents he's presented to Ferrari, but here's what you're doing wrong. And
Yeah.
Ferrari are just so resistant to change that I don't think it's a happy marriage at the moment.
All they
No,
need
and I
is a
think,
good car, and all will be forgiven.
well, yes, but I do think there's that element as well of, from the driver's point of view, it's next year. This year doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, that is one part of the media. I mean, they're just doing their job, so
Hmm.
you've got to hype up this season. But when they start talking about upgrades and what they're pushing for, it's like no, no, no. Everybody, apart from Red Bull, apparently, is pushing for next year already. No one's thinking. That's another reason why the sort of wind has fallen out of the sails of this year. I think
Yeah, I think so as
you
well.
know that for certain the order is basically set,
Hmm.
unless Max pulls out an amazing quality lap. That's it.
Which he keeps doing somehow,
Yes.
apart
So
from in Brazil.
apart from in Brazil, so that's why you are less excited, I think, because you know no one's going to bring upgrades. You know that
Hmm.
this is not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think the dream scenario for me would be we get to Abu Dhabi with Norris and Piastri quite close, fighting over it, and Max has like an outside chance that he could still beat both somehow. That would make it quite interesting. But I
Yeah.
have a
So
feeling
at the
it's not going
moment,
to happen.
24 points between Norris and Piastri, and Verstappen at the moment is 49 points. So
Yes.
I think both of them need a Norris into the wall.
Yeah.
But if we get that, those last two races are going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, and there's a good chance at Las Vegas that someone's going in one of the walls.
Yeah, we can all have hope. I saw someone predict that there's going to be a double Ferrari podium,
Ooh.
which,
In Vegas.
yeah, which I'd love to see, but I have my doubts.
Yeah, so do I.
Why is someone saying that? Come on.
Because if Hamilton's not had a podium yet, and Leclerc's had decent form and all this, so yeah, I've been I'd be on board with that one. Piastri win, Hamilton, Leclerc second and third.
Yeah, that would certainly make things interesting.
It's not going to happen. Okay, elsewhere in Brazil, anything you guys want to pick up on? Ollie Bearman is someone I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
He's been so impressive these past few races.
To the
Hmm.
point the Ferrari room mill is going round.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
he has.
but
He's been
incredible.
very mature as well, hasn't he? He's not been doing anything silly. He's been driving like he's been there for years.
He's knocking Ocon into a cocked hat.
Yeah, so he's had fourth in Mexico, which was superb, and he's followed that with a sixth place. So he's
Yeah.
been in the points the last four races. His teammate in that time has finished in the points once, and he's 12 points ahead, I think, now of Ocon.
Hmm.
Or, yeah, 10 points ahead, sorry, of Ocon. So he's done phenomenally well considering, he had a spell in the middle of the season where he was on the fringes of the points. These
Mm.
last few races have been very, very impressive.
And also, the Haas isn't deemed to be an amazing vehicle.
Oh, the Haas has been, for me,
Yeah.
he's been one of the biggest disappointments this year because they looked so promising last year after the bin Gunter. It feels like this year has been a bit of a waste.
I'm sure Gunter's on his live tour, 77th live tour, he's saying, well, last season, obviously, I put all the work in the off season to get to that.
Yes.
This is the first season truly without me.
I
Yeah.
did see the news thing that they Haas had banned him from going to the stewards things while he was still there because it was making things
Yes.
worse.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Antonelli was quick.
yeah.
Got his first podium, or second podium, wasn't it? His first second place. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
so, again, another fairly impressive performance from him. He's finally showing the speed that he hasn't really been showing all year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
looking
was
on a
quicker across the
par.
week. Yeah, quicker across the weekend than Russell,
Hmm.
which is probably the first time he's done that. I know he's had a podium already, but I think Russell's had the measure of him this year.
Yeah. I do as well. I think he's out qualified him a couple of times, but then been slower in the races.
I thought Antonelli's year was a bit flat, but it's okay to have a flat year because he's so inexperienced. His team,
Hmm.
his engineer on the radio still talks to him like he's in nursery,
Yeah.
but it's coming good. Oh, it's still inconsistent. There's some. Have you seen this theory that he's only done well in races where a certain type of thing is allowed? Zinc supplements or something.
Nope.
Well, there was one about Ollie Bearman where he's only performed where there's like,
Ah, it might have been Behrman then. Sorry.
yeah, he's only performed where there's like beef that's infused with all these drugs and everything like that. And someone's marriage results up against, you know, where that's allowed and where it's not, and basically performs better where he gets drugged up beef. So
Well, that's
I'd,
fair enough.
I'd be interested if someone put that to him and just,
Yeah. Can you
checked.
confirm or deny?
Yes. Are you eating steroided beef? So yeah. Wasn't there something about Piastri as well?
What the burger?
Yeah, what is this? I saw a clip, but I didn't
I've,
understand.
I didn't catch all of it, but basically, I think he's it. There's a company called Grilled, I think it was. I might have got that completely wrong in Australia
Yeah, Australian thing.
that are making the Ostra Piastri burger as a promotion, and it's since this has been a thing that Piastri has gone downhill, and so they released a statement saying about how what was it? I'm sorry, we produce a burger that slaps, or something along those lines.
It's very Australian and amazing
Yes.
PR.
exactly.
Because
So they've now called it the cursed burger.
yeah, which is even better because now we're talking about it. All the motorsport
Yeah.
websites are talking about it, and they've got all this amazing bonus PR from it. So
Hmm.
Well, we
grilled.
are now all going to Australia next week, so it's clearly worked.
Yeah.
Drilled. Okay, elsewhere, Brazil. Anything else? Racing Bulls again. I quite again impressed with those two guys.
You've got a. I don't know if it was in the broadcast, but if you watch on the YouTube, the best of sort of onboard
Yeah.
slash radio,
Last
they
lap, wasn't
they made contact on the last lap.
it?
Oh, did they?
I
They
didn't see
did.
that. It was mentioned in the broadcast, but it wasn't shown.
No, it was a bit annoying. Actually, some of the direction recently has been a bit shoddy. Let's say that as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, Colin.
No, I'm holding it back. I'm holding it
It has
back,
been.
but it is infuriating, whatever the word is. They do better than BTCC, and that's made with like
Yeah,
40 quid in a sweetie papers. Like,
And certainly no
how,
onboard.
how can they do it better?
I know.
Yeah.
I know they need to focus on the battles nearer the front. That's fair enough. But they're focusing on the battles that aren't quite happening yet at the front when there's
Yeah.
ones that are actually happening in the midfield or at the back.
There was this whole thing, was it like sixth or seventh down to like
Yeah.
12th? And
Yes.
basically, they could all, at some point in the last lap, they nearly all crashed into each other because is it
It was
Hadjar
awesome.
goes around,
Oh, I
tries to go
think.
on the outside of Lawson to turn one. Now, speaking of the Antonelli Piastri thing about who turned in,
Hmm.
Hadjar literally like tries to do a 90-degree left when Lawson's there. And luckily, they make wheel to wheel contact, and all that happens is Hadjar gets a bit sideways and Lawson carries on.
Hmm.
But that could have been a disaster. I do like the fact the team was allowing them to race, and both radio, if you listen to the team radio, both engineers were egging their drivers on. Oh, you've got the overtake button for 15 seconds, and oh, you could do this
Yeah.
for that. So
Yeah.
fair play
There's
for having a
nothing really
crack.
to fight for them though. So it's at this
Oh, a
stage of the
good
season, it's
result.
good fun.
Yeah,
Well, there's championship positions, but
no one cares at that point.
yeah, I'm not even sure where they are with that at the moment.
I was going to say they may be fighting for a Red Bull seat, but they're probably fighting to not get the Red Bull seat,
Yes.
to be honest.
Surely it's
Because
Hadjar. Surely it's Hadjar.
oh, Hadjar's been exceptional this year.
It has to be unless someone is accepting money from Japan and keeps Yuki.
Why would they do that next year when they've got Ford engines, not Honda
No,
engines?
exactly. That's why I can't see it happening.
Sonoda's been shocking. But what I loved about the end of that race is that there was about 8 cars within like a second and a half of each other
Mhm.
crossing the line.
It was
Yeah, this
brilliant.
is the Skaggle. Yeah,
Yeah, the
headed
old
by
trolley
Lawson.
train.
The old Trilly train. Oh, where did I hear someone reference that recently again? Oh, I think I was watching. I follow Australian supercars, and there was like a podcast with one of the drivers about Bathurst, and he was like, "Oh, I got stuck in a Trilly train." I was like, "Not heard that for a long time."
No, I love it. That will never die. That one.
It's become ubiquitous. Yeah, and it applies to any sport now,
Yeah.
any mud sport.
Yeah. Bortoletto, huge crash in the sprint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention that the fact that 3 cars went off as well, Piastri and Colapinto. Oh no, separate accident. Sorry, yeah, Bortoletto binned it on his own, didn't he? Amazing.
Yeah. I think he tried to go for a
Oh
dive bomb
yes.
and walked to rears, and I
Yeah,
think it was some like 50 something G impact on the left
Yeah.
hand wall, and then a 30 something G impact on the right hand wall.
I was worried for the fans, like with debris, but it seems
Yeah.
like they're okay.
I haven't watched it back, but it was hinted at somewhere in a headline that it's because he attempted to dive with the DRS still open. But
Ah, I
haven't
thought it might have been like a
haven't
slightly
seen it
damp patch, but
because it was a very sudden snap, so that might make sense if he
if he's
turned
slightly,
quickly just before he hit the brakes, because that would then unsettle it.
yeah, and that explains a lot. I mean,
But
that
I
got
haven't
Jack Doohan
watched it
fired. That did.
Oh,
Which
God.
he's supposedly joining Super Formula next year.
Yeah, so still keeping the toe in the old single seat.
Yeah, because F1's dead to him now. But
Yeah, but if you only go to Super Formula if you still think you want to go back to F1, I think.
oh yeah, I
Uh,
mean for next season.
Oh yeah, because Colapinto signed up for some
Mhm.
reason. Nothing to do with the sponsorship, apparently.
Oh no. It's purely on the performance that we've been told because he
Merc
hasn't scored
engines
points.
next year, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And then just to wrap up on Brazil again, from me, I got confused with the accidents. I thought you meant it was Hulkenberg went off with
Yeah.
Colapinto and Piastri in the sprint. And have you seen the clips of where Norris goes through the puddle?
Yeah, and I don't buy any of that.
No, but have you seen Max is on board? He has a moment but saves it, and then everyone's like,
Yes.
"Oh, he's a god," because no one else did. But I think I think everyone else was slightly wider. Could be wrong.
Oh yeah, no. By that I mean I don't buy into the fact that Norris spraying up the water had any
Yeah,
impact on the cars behind.
I agree.
They just all went wide.
Yeah.
Um, Nick, you're 100% right with Bortoleto.
Oh, it
His
was.
DRS is open and he makes his move left. And as he makes his move left, he must start to hit the brakes because his
Mm,
DRS is closing as it's already going left. And you can see
Ah,
the car is
yeah,
squatted as he's suddenly violently turned left. It hits the back end, bottoms out, and he's completely out of control after about a quarter of a second.
that
So you're
makes much more
100% right.
sense.
He's turned with the DRS open and then tried to hit the brakes. So
Hmm.
he's probably done both. He's completely lost the rear, and he's
Yeah,
probably locked up because he's suddenly slammed them on. So all in all, that's a pretty bad mistake.
it is because you can turn the DRS off manually.
Yeah,
So if you're going to do that, you're going to have to do that before you do that dive. But
I think he had Lawson behind him, and it looks like Lawson closes his, and he
mm,
also breaks a straight line as well, which is sometimes
yeah,
useful. So yeah, that's a biggie.
it is because he's had a good season for today, very good. But his home race was not one to remember.
certainly not. Although he did go on a podcast with Nelson Piquet Jr. pre-race alongside Max Verstappen, who are they're apparently mates now, and they're talking about sim racing and stuff.
Mm.
And my Instagram algorithm feeds me clips from it incessantly, and I've had enough of it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
curmudgeons this evening, eh?
No, I've just reset my algorithm, so it's really getting on my nerves.
You could do that, couldn't you?
Yeah, can't remember how. I did look into it somewhere. There's one of the options you can do.
Wow.
Okay, any more you guys want to cover from Brazil?
Nope.
No, I think that was it.
Um, so yeah, Cole Pinto was signed up. Is George Russell signed up yet?
Yeah, Russell and
Yeah.
Antonelli both confirmed.
There's just no length of the George Russell contract, I think.
No, not for either. They just both confirmed for next year.
The reason I ask is that George Russell doesn't sound any happier
No,
than when he didn't have a contract. He sounds just as annoyed with everyone as he did previously.
yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, I think. We did learn that Lewis Hamilton appears to be signed up for another 2 years because they asked him about his contract, and he says, "Well, we only start talking about contracts when there's a year left, so we won't be doing that for a while."
Hmm.
Unless he gets the sack. But I
Yes,
imagine Ferrari wouldn't do that because I imagine he's probably on about 40 or 50 million quid a year.
yes, I should think so.
Although driver salaries aren't under the cost cap, are they?
Nope.
They're not, but it's still money they're paying out.
Yeah, yeah, it's still money. True.
His contract doesn't necessarily have to be Formula One related, does it?
No,
It
there's
could
a lot of
be,
perks and things you can put in there.
yeah, but it could be like, okay, I'll race in Formula One in next season, but then can have a guaranteed Le Mans drive the year after or something.
Oh,
But
I
it's
see what
still
you
with
mean.
Ferrari. Yeah.
I think he said previously he has absolutely no interest in any other race series.
Well, that might be true. Yeah.
MotoGP, maybe. I know he said
Oh
before he
yes.
wants to try things like that, but that's about it.
Yeah, but that moment has passed. It's too old.
Yes. Yeah, the only other news I thought was quite interesting was the Cadillac running the old Ferrari just to get the team used to how everything works on a race weekend.
For
And
Sergio,
yes, because Bottas is still under contract at Mercedes, and Aston Martin getting rid of a load of people
have they really?
potentially.
Well, oh yes, sort
Yeah,
of under
seven
the whole
people.
right. Newey said, "Get out, you rubbish."
Yeah, but they haven't stated where they have been let go from the design team, but whether or not they've been let go from the team or moved somewhere else has not been specified.
Ah, okay, so they could now go into toilet
Hmm.
cleaning.
Pretty much. And my other thing is, what do you think of the Audi F1 proposed livery that they've shown, or
Oh,
concept livery?
Well, it's just pointless, isn't it? Because the livery won't be that. So what's the point?
I know, but it's awful.
it is the most boring livery you've ever seen. It's like the stock one you get in really crappy racing games.
It really is. I
Uh,
don't mind either half of it,
Yeah,
but
what remember when BAR tried to run with it split uh
yeah, the zipper.
vertically in the zipper, and then before the first race said no, no, no. Oh no, sorry, that's it. They tried to run with a livery on each car that was
Mhm.
different, and then they had to run. They've got to be the same livery so that it was split with a zipper.
Yeah.
But this is like the other way around. Wow,
Yeah.
that was a really long, drawn out way of saying exactly what you already knew I was trying to say.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
wheels
that's
look all right.
it. Yeah, the standard wheels that come with
Yeah.
all F1 cars, yeah.
Yeah.
And there is a few things in terms of, was it the Audi CEO, whoever it is, apparently is now on board with F1 as opposed to
Oh,
being
good.
against it, which is probably a good idea considering they're
Too
coming in
little.
regardless.
Yeah, too little, too late. That because you
Mm.
the work's been going on for 2, 3 years.
But it did make me laugh when they said we aim for titles in 2030, and I was just like, Alpine. They keep saying we're aiming for this in 5 years, whatever, and they're just increasingly crap. So
Exactly.
don't give targets. Just say we want to be challenging soon.
Gernot Dolner.
Same
That's-
to you.
That's the Audi CEO.
Was it?
Mhm.
Oh.
It should be peak viewership and a peak happy time of the year Formula One, but for several reasons we're a bit meh, and for that I apologise.
Yeah.
Well-
like not having a good racetrack to go to for the rest of the year.
Yeah, good point.
Aye. Yeah, I mean, we've got Vegas next, which is
Well, that's dramatic, is that?
next
Yes.
weekend. Is it?
I think so, yeah.
The 23rd of November.
Mhm.
Is that a sprint?
No, I think it's Qatar that's the sprint.
Yeah.
So yeah, so 22nd November, Vegas, 30th of November, Qatar, which is a sprint that weekend, and then Abu Dhabi, final round of the season in December.
Average track.
Yeah.
Has it ever produced an exciting
Well,
race?
2021.
The off.
You can't say that wasn't exciting, but it
The
wasn't
race was
because of the
not.
racetrack.
No.
Yeah, the race was really boring.
You
until the
didn't
briefing.
let me finish my question.
I'm still not going to let you. The thing with Qatar, no, go on.
In terms of a pure race for a title, has it ever been exciting?
Define pure.
Well, the ones that jump out to me from Abu Dhabi is the one where Alonso got stuck behind Petrov for 45 laps.
So it's famous.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
most famous for someone not being able to overtake.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You had the 2016 with
Hamilton trying to
Nico
slow down.
Rosberg, which Hamilton was just trying to slow down so that someone would crash into Rosberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2021, where Michael Massey made a complete mess of everything.
Made his own rule book.
So it's actually been an exciting race finale there, and I don't mind that it has been.
No, you get some very good races in F2, weirdly, but in F1, not at all.
But you're right. It's not. It doesn't work for Formula One, even though it was designed for Formula One.
I mean, it's better now, I have to say. With
Yeah.
the track changes they've made, it's better, but still not good. It's not the worst track in the world, but there's nothing really that exciting about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I mean, it's Christmas time coming up. Make sure you buy all your relatives as many Formula One books as you can. There's about 76 that are available this year. Again, you know,
Don't buy-
sports popular when half the bookshelf in Waterstones is Formula One books.
Don't buy Crofties and don't buy Kravitzes.
Right.
Tom's already there on that.
That's
don't
the
think
two
Croft-
rules for Christmas.
I don't think Crofty's got one. Lazenby's got one though.
Oh no, Crofty, I'm sure is doing something. Is he not? Is he not? He's selling something.
Oh, what is he? Hang on. Let's have a look.
Is he not selling copies of his race notes?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
was
it.
it. Yeah.
That
All
was
the
it.
time. Yep. On Instagram. So don't buy Crofty's race notes. Simon Lazenby, he's got a book. Alex Jakes has got one, which I've bought. So I'll read that, which is, but it's not about him. It's just about 75 milestone Formula One moments for 75 years of the sport. There's a Zach Brown book, isn't there? That might be out soon, or it might have just come out. Not sure what's going to be in that. Susie Wolf's got one, and Ted Kravitz has got one. And despite Colin saying don't buy it, I've read the first 100 pages, and they're really quite good.
I can actually imagine the Ted Kravitz book has a lot of interesting things in it.
It's actually quite good. Well, the first 100 pages are about Murray Walker, so that's fantastic. Now that part has ended, maybe it goes downhill.
The worst thing about Ted is the fact that he rambles on. So if he's just gone on and someone else has written it out, it probably won't be so bad.
Yeah. How has Simon Lazenby got a book?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'm
what
not
I don't
kidding.
understand.
Like, come
Mm.
on.
It's called Pressure: How the People Who Power Formula One Thrive at the Limit.
Oh, that sounds like a high performance push.
It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it? It just sounds like maybe a chapter per person, and he does an interview with them. I don't know. I've not opened the book, but I don't have it. I just see it on the shelf. I just took a picture of my local Asda, and there's 5 Formula One books in a row. And it's like, wow.
You know what book I'm about to buy, and I'm actually going to read because it's the last 72 books I bought I've not read.
The Ozzy
Um,
Osbourne one, Lionel Richie's
no.
new biography.
Oh, I'm going to punch you next time I see you.
Lulu's got a book out.
Lulu. Oh, she's Scottish icon, isn't she?
I don't know. You tell
No.
me. Cliff at
Lu-
85 is another new one I see here.
Lulu has to be Scottish. Yeah, Lulu is Scottish. There we go. No, you've disrupted me now. You. Um, Andy Willman. Andy Willman's
Oh,
got a book out.
he does, and
Uh,
I've read it. I've already read it.
have you? How is it?
That's excellent. Yes. If you're into Top Gear and Grand
Yes.
Tour, it's what you want to read. Yes.
Sorry, it took me a second to realize who that was. But yeah, I remember now.
The only weird thing is, obviously, he's just as equally involved in Clarkson's Farm, and that's not mentioned at all. But I suppose that can be another book in
Yeah,
a
that's
few years
part
from
two.
now. That's part two. But yeah, it's really good. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you'll know, and a lot of anecdotes I've heard before, but I haven't heard them for 10 years, so that's great.
But is it mostly Top Gear or is there any Grand Tour stuff as well?
It's about two-thirds Top Gear, one-third Grand Tour.
Hmm. Which, given the timelines, would be about right anyway.
Yeah, yeah. All the
Apparently, there's a.
dramatic stuff and gossipy stuff is about Top Gear, of course. So.
Yeah.
Nothing about the fracas, though.
Is there not?
Well, it's
Ah,
mentioned, but it doesn't. It's skimmed over, I would say.
There's a. There's another book which was I think with the showrunner came out a couple of years ago, which is apparently excellent as well.
Oh, that might be an On That
I've seen.
Bombshell by Richard Porter,
Yeah, I
who
think it
was
was.
who was the script writer and script editor.
Hmm.
Basically, there were five main people who made that show great. This is off. This is an off-topic chat. We'll end recording, and then I'll fill you in on that.
I was going to say, do you want a quick quiz? But
oh yeah,
Go on
go for
then.
it.
Yeah. Right.
It's always a good
okay,
laugh.
penalty shootout. Write your name, your things down.
Oh, let me get a pen.
You get 30 seconds a question, and
Is it
then
about Top Gear, Falkirk, or Formula One?
it's Formula One, and it's one off a random website. So if it's terrible, it's not my fault.
Right.
Ready? 5 questions.
Yep.
Starting now. In which year did Formula One go to Le Mans for the first time?
As in a race.
Yep, the Le Mans track. It wasn't the full track they used, but they did go there for the race.
They've got that shorter layout. It's called the Bugatti layout, haven't they? Maybe it was
Yeah.
around that. I don't know. MotoGP
Hmm,
races on there.
it was.
No clue, but put something down.
Yeah, same.
All right. Tom, you want to go first?
I went 1953.
I'll give it
19.
plus or minus 1 year.
I did exactly 20 years later in 73.
Well, I was in the middle of you. It was 1967.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay, that's 0-0 after that. Question two. In 1988, what team won 15 out of 16 races?
Yeah.
no, it's one of two, and I should know it, shouldn't I? But I don't.
Answer?
Tom, do you want to go first or shall I?
Well, I've put Williams down, and they've scribbled it out, and I went McLaren, but I'm down thinking it's Williams.
It was McLaren.
Way.
I'm saying that like I know, but I'm pretty sure it was. The
It was
Williams
McLaren.
domination was the 92 season.
It was McLaren, yes.
Mhm.
So well done, Nick.
Who were the drivers?
Tom, did you
Senna
get?
and
Senna and Prost.
Apparently, the only one that didn't win was Italy. Okay, question three. Tom, did you get a point for that one?
He did.
Okay, so one each. Question three. In 1976,
Hmm.
a team created a six-wheel car. There
Oh
was
yeah.
four. There was four teams in total who created a six-wheel car, but only one
ah,
of them raced it. Which team raced it?
well, I've got an answer, but I don't know if they've raced it.
I'm pretty sure I know this one, and I can name one of the other teams that had one
Oh,
but didn't race.
it won the Swedish Grand Prix. And the reason I'm saying it like that is someone spelled Swedish with two E's.
Yeah,
So,
but I could also imagine that that was like a rally stage on snow.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Tyrrell with the team that ran.
Oh, that's what I've got.
Yeah, and
correct.
Williams had one for I think it was the 1982 season, but it was banned before it ran.
Oh,
The one with the four wheels at the back rather than the front.
yes. I think I've seen that at Goodwood.
Hmm.
Okay, question four. In 1968, the Lotus team was the first to feature sponsorship on their cars. Who sponsored them?
Oh God knows on that one.
Are we going to get flagged as a podcast for saying this name out loud?
It depends what you're going to say.
To be honest, there's been a lot of swearing, so.
There is one that
Uh,
might need.
Well, I think it's tobacco, so I could be wrong. I could be wrong there.
Okay. Nick, have you got an answer?
The only thing I can think of is Gold Leaf.
I've gone John Player.
One is correct, and it's Nick. Gold Leaf,
Ah,
the first ever sponsorship. Traditional British racing
Well
green
done.
were replaced with a new gold paint scheme. So that's what,
Obviously, it didn't work on me because I thought it was John Player that sponsorship.
I have to say that was such a late call that came to my head that I hadn't even written it down. It literally came to me just as you asked.
Yeah. So that's what 3-2 going into the final question. You need this to tie.
Sky it.
All right. Keke Rosberg won the 1982 World Championship. How many races did they win that year?
I know that one.
Oh, yeah, I've got an idea, but I could be wrong. Can I say it? Have you written yours down, Nick?
I have.
I think it was one.
Yeah, same.
Correct. Yeah. That's what means that next one's the
4-3.
out of my backside
Yay.
quiz that I've just pulled off the internet. Which
Well
one
done.
did they win?
Was it Silverstone?
I want to say Portugal, but I have no idea why.
So it was the Swiss Grand Prix, which
Yep, definitely weren't
apparently
getting that.
was actually held in France.
Ah,
Sounds about right.
So there you go. There's a quiz. There's a nice happy note to end on, rather than our
yes.
50 minutes of misery.
Was a depressing one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, here's a
Ah,
random one just for you two out of nowhere.
Ooh,
Who was the 1980 F1 World Champion?
I have read a book about this recently and I can't remember.
Just because it popped into
Um,
my head when you mentioned
When was
World Champion.
Rosberg? 82.
82.
um,
Was it Jody Sector?
No.
I think that was later than that.
I thought that was earlier, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm going to Google it
Jackie.
now.
I don't know. Jackie Stewart. Don't know.
No, it was a Williams.
Was it? It wasn't Mansell. It was
No. It's not a name that's well
1980.
known.
Was it not Alan Jones?
It was.
Well done.
Oh, no, well done, you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got four wrong before it.
Schechter was 79.
So you was very close. I had a feeling he won this in the 70s.
Right, we'll be back after. Where are we next? Qatar? No, Vegas. The Las Vegas Grand Prix. We'll definitely be back after that. Right, thank you guys for your time, and we'll see you next 2 weeks' time. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Was Alan Brown the second?
Alan Brown. Yeah, it's time to call this podcast quits.
Alan Jones, sorry. Alan Brown. Who the f Alan Brown?
A bit of live Googling. I don't know if that's what you just did, Tom. But yeah, that is a valid phrase, what you used there.
I just lacked the confidence when you all questioned it.
I've never heard it before.
So what is it?
It's
Knock
just an
into
idiom.
a cocked hat to destroy completely.
Yeah.
Never
All
heard
right.
that, ever.
To defeat or ruin something or someone. Yep. So he's knocked Ocon into a cocked hat.
Yeah, it's
Fair
a
enough.
brilliant phrase now. Well done.
Fair enough. I'll give him that one.